around, especially for the Titans. They play back to back. They are batting first, so which I think will suit them, gives the bowlers a little bit of chance. But it has shown that SuperSport Park teams like to change. They will be playing World Sport Betting's Western Province, which, in my view, we spoke off air, myself and Kobus, who's with me, Kobus Pinaar, has got a little bit of a stronger bowling lineup, so it might not be that easy. Youngsters, though, so maybe if you put them under pressure, easy. The opening pair is the same, De Villiers and Moonsamy. They were destructive in the previous game. Can they continue? They can, and that's a fruitful area for De Villiers. It is wide, so it's a free shot. It's literally a free swing of the bat, and they start off like the previous game with a boundary.
Yeah, thanks, John. Interesting to see that the Titans have opted to have the two in-batters open the next innings. Yuri van Schalkwyk opened with Moonsamy in the previous game and did quite well. But exactly the same way that Yuri started over that vacant third-man area. Too much room outside the off-stump from Raik Daniels. And he opens up his innings with a boundary. Better line, but picked up well by Devan de Villiers. Very good striker of a cricket ball. He picked up the length early, and that was what we discussed this morning. Raik Daniels used the overcast conditions, and the wicket was moving quite a bit this morning. And he got away with it, but now that length and that pace behind the ball can become a worrying factor. You could see de Villiers picked it up early, and a very, very good shot. Two boundaries, back-to-back boundaries to start proceedings here for Devan de Villiers and the momentum multiplied Titans.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of more of a challenge. There's for Daniels. He has impressed. One has to say he's a youngster. I think he's 19 years old. I walked out this morning and watched them warm up, and he's impressive. He's so much to learn, but he's got all the basics in place. Nice, solid, strong action. Gets the ball, his wrist in a good position. He will swing the ball when there's swing available. But this is a different kettle of fish. Guys looking to come after you again. Given the width, free swing of the bat, and how many times have we seen that? So I do not quite understand the field positioning. If you want to bowl that line, why would you have a deep backward square? So they're paying the price, is the Western Province at this stage. But that's 3 boundaries and 4 deliveries. So fiery start for the Sky Blues.
Yeah, there we can see the change in field. Conventional point coming to the circle, and the third man goes down. Bit of cat and mouse here by Devan de Villiers. There he gets the more conventional shot between cover and point, and it's the 4th boundary for the over. The Titans swiftly move to 16 without loss after only 5 deliveries. All 16 of those runs to the account of Devan de Villiers. He started like a house on fire here, and that's more T10 cricket we're used to, Johan, and that's what we thought. The scores in the region of 150, so we'd like to see what's going to happen in this encounter.
Yeah, we might see for the first time score over 100. Short, that's another 4. Let's help yourself bowling adjustment. That's the pressure on the youngster, and this is times for them to learn, but it's over that first over 20 of this 10 overs, and the momentum keeps coming with the Titans, the momentum Titans. So look forward to a high-scoring affair.
Yeah, it's tough on the youngster. Raik Daniels went for 20 in that first over here. He's been very good in the previous 2 games for Western Province, but I must say some serious cricket shots. Some good stroke play here by Devan de Villiers. A lot of freedom. Looks to hit the ball hard. Still base. Good setup. And you could see he was hitting through the line of the ball with great effect.
The left armour, Kruiskamp. Like this morning, he was also a youngster who's impressed. He's got a bit of pace about him. He's got a bigger boundary to work with the two right-handers, but as we've seen from De Villiers and also Munsami, they have got the skill to play all around. Good length, good line. You always search for that length and line where the batter needs to do something out of the ordinary. Yeah, if it's a good shot of a good ball, which is going to happen more often than not, especially in this form, you nod the head and nod the cap and say, good shot, I'll come back at you. Again. Slow delivery.
Yeah, well bowled there by Michael Kruiskamp. Not exactly where Ivan de Villiers intended to hit that ball, but as you rightly said, the pace off made it quite hard to get the ball over extra cover.
Played open to the offside. Too full this time. And the first boundary, and that's what we were talking about, overthinking it. What he has done, that back of a length has worked. This time he felt like he had to adjust, but equally well as well played from De Villiers. He moves to 24.
Yeah, untidy here by Kruiskamp. It comes with pressure and comes with territory. What impressed me was the ball striking of De Villiers. I mentioned it earlier, but if you look how wide that ball outside the off stump is, and it's out of conviction. So his hand-eye coordination outside the off stump is very, very good. And it shows a guy in good form to be able to hit that so consistently, so far from his body. And Kruiskamp under a little bit of pressure.
Only 6 per over for this over. This is a top edge, but it's going to go the maximum. The line is too straight, and it's sort of help it along with the pace that he offers, Kruiskamp. And over that started off pretty promising, has now also provided some runs for the Titans. Yeah, that's what the IFL gives you. I don't think it was hit with any conviction, but enough. This one, however, is going to go all the way. No, it plugs like a sandwich, but it dribbles into the boundary. Another boundary, 16 off the over, and the Titans are rolling along swimmingly.
Yeah, not often when you see a batter outscoring and outperforming Rivaldo Munsami the way he play. High risk and very, very dangerous, but he didn't face a lot of deliveries. He's on strike now for the first time really in this contest, but very good striking and good hitting by Ivan de Villiers to put the Titans so far ahead of the 8 ball at this point in time. And here you can see they're going to take that power play over. No, they're going to get out of the power play, so they're not going to take that floating power play yet. So here you can see the 5 boundary fielders out. You can see sweeper on the offside, long off, long on, deep at wicket and deep square. So very conventional with fine leg and third man in the 30-yard circle. And this morning's man of the match, Mpongwana, will bowl the third over here for the World Sports Betting Western Province side.
I always feel that the power play doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference to the mindset of the batters. He will still be going pretty hard. Remember, 10 overs. Dafabet, and off we go. Over the chalets, heading to the nets. Into the nets, and that's a massive, massive hit. There's no measuring device, but that must be over 100 meters.
Yeah, I just mentioned the way that Munsami plays, and here you can see again so much freedom, gets outside the off stump. You know the short boundary is on the leg side, but as you rightly say, the size of the boundary and the size of the power play doesn't make a difference if you hit it that far over the fence. So lovely shot here, and these two batters are on fire. 34 for Ivan de Villiers and Rivaldo Munsami moves to 7 of that maximum.
I'm still thinking Munsami straight on the foot. He's standing way outside off. Straight. He manipulates the wide deliveries. There's the line, but the length isn't there. Lucky. I like the line. Make sure you get your length right, but gets away with one. And a little bit like Similani this morning that went for 27 or previous game. Just that sort of pace. Bongwana, that Baris can get a hold of you. He doesn't have much to fall back on. Maybe the slower balls.
Very well bowled to his field. You could see the 2 men outside offside. A very square third man backward point, and then a conventional cover sweeper doing the work there. Good fielding by Michael Kruiskamp, and a well executed Yorker by Mpongwana. I look at his teams now, and there's a change there in the Western Province side, and the young Wacko Basic, the seamer from Bishops, is also getting an opportunity to play. So I'd like to see what he got up his sleeve on the big stage.
I spoke to Rory Kleinveld this morning, and Roger Telemarcus is highly rated. We saw him yesterday briefly. Sliced. This one is in the gap. Well done. Good fielding. He's going to be cut off. Oh, coming back to Hasek, he's not only we've seen him bowl yesterday, but they've told me that he is a proper talented all-rounder. Can hit the ball a mile. So looking forward to seeing him today. Munsami again, way across. He's looking for that leg side if he finds the opportunity, but if he doesn't, he's got all the skills. But to steer it through the offside, but his field is marrying up with the line, so it is well bowled by Mpongwana.
I think you will agree with me, Johan, the way that Rivaldo Munsami set himself up to hit leg side, but he still reacts to where the ball comes. And if you look at that innings this morning of the Lions batters up front, they were pretty much one-dimensional. They were just looking to hit every single ball over them with wicket fence. So this for me is good cricket and good batting. Lovely shot by Devan de Villiers once again. Enough timing into the stands here. Not a maximum for him. He moves to 41. And a great innings, 41 of only 13 deliveries. And unfortunately for Mpongwana, the last ball goes the distance. And he went for 17 in his first over. And the Titans charging. They move to 53 after only 3 overs. 18 deliveries to put it in perspective. A lovely start by these 2 batsmen.
Yeah, the strike rate is immense. 41 of 13. So is Munsami. Doesn't even bother to run. Just appreciates the strike. He looks a fantastic talent, the youngster de Villiers. Looks like a strong youngster, strong kid. Off air, I told Quibus, and he knows way more because he works in this area. He sees a lot of them. Seems like there's so many of these youngsters coming out of this Titans development schools, all the systems. A lot of good players produced. There, that's the line I was asking. That is, even though it's towards a short boundary, he is looking for the stuff for freedom. I like that line. Wacko Basic, the youngster we spoke about, and straight away, Munsami looks like he's going to adjust his stance. So already the batter has to try something different. Yeah, this one is played across over the off stump. Is not his best delivery. Gives him room. And the length. No length whatsoever. It's too full. And it's just too easy.
Yeah, we mustn't take away the ability to hit the ball so easily over the rope. Look at himself. Give himself room. Open the blade. Low full toss. Hard to hit at times. But he used the pace of Wacko Basic. And we must give credit where credit is due. But the ball striking on display here is phenomenal. Well bowled, Wacko Basic. Looks like he took the pace off. The slower Yorker in the hole there. Well bowled by the youngster. To get Munsami off strike. Just to single out the cover boundary sweeper.
Yeah, there's really no place to hide, especially if you're a youngster. There are a lot of youngsters in this Western Province side. It's a learning curve. You've been shoved into the deep end because you play against quality teams and players. So you learn on the go as quick as you can. But all this experience will be taken with them. It's the end of the season. It's things that you can ponder upon, things that you can learn from. Enjoy the ride, I think, is what my advice would be to the youngsters. And learn, be a sponge. Take as much in as possible. Make mistakes, no doubt, but learn from them. No, that's a good comeback. Basic. He's obviously got a good change-up. He's looks like he's got a pretty decent bumper, which is used in this over, and that's what's needed.
Yeah, very good natural athlete. You could see his running technique and his style, and a very quick arm. So definitely one for the future. He can just get better. And as you rightly said, the opportunity to rub shoulders with the best in the country will do him wonders. Lovely change of pace there again. Well executed, well bowled, and he's just going to grow in stature after this weekend's cricket.
Well, it's the best over so far. It's only gone, and I say only gone for 9. Before this, we had Bongwana 17, Gracekamp 16, 20 the first over from Daniels. So it's a fire pit for the bowlers at this stage. 62 without loss. 4 overs gone.
Yeah, change of pace here for the Western Province side. For the first time, Kasif Joseph's going to do duty here for the captain of his right arm off breaks. Challenge for him to bowl to the short boundary against 2 right-handed batters in this type of form, and hitting the ball over the boundary so easily.
Leggy. That's a massive shot. Finger just stays down. I don't think it was too far away. A little bit of luck maybe for Moonsamy. He'll feel like he missed out to the short boundary. It's a big ask from the captain for Joseph. The leggy, that's going to go. That's going to go the miles. You don't even have to hit it. And what a catch on the boundary, on the embankment. No 2 million rands for you, sir, but congratulations on an easy catch. That guy's played cricket before.
Yeah, very good catch. Safe hands there in the boundary. And I have to rectify here, not off break, the leg break of Kasif Joseph. So make a little bit more sense to the short boundary. Great position by Moonsamy once again. He picks up length and another maximum. And the players on the embankment and the spectators here need to be careful. There's missiles flying all over Pretoria, and it looks like Moonsamy and Devan de Villiers trying to put a few white spots on the embankment and the pavilion, wherever the ball goes.
Yeah, I like the comment that you said, in a great position, quickly. Fantastic position Moonsamy got himself into. Oh, just outside off. Better delivery. But as mentioned, it's a lot to put on this youngster's shoulders. And Sammy is only looking for one thing, and that's the leg side. We go again, but full outside off.
A good comeback here by Kasif Joseph after the 2 maximums, 2 dot deliveries. Let's see how he can finish this over on the strike of halfway.
Again, swept 6. Ends the over well. That's the end of the 5th over. 80 on the board. It looks like we're going to see a massive total. These 2 batters with the opening stand with Moonsamy and de Villiers is putting the foot pedal to the metal. We'll have a change in commentary. Ken Borland, he'll move in. And it'll be interesting to hear his thoughts. The first time we've seen really a run fest thus far.
Yes, Johan, carnage, really, the only way to describe it. And This is more what we were expecting, more typical sort of SuperSport Park conditions with the sun shining brightly, the crowd enjoying some great fielding on the banks there. But Rivaldo Munsami and Divan de Villiers are putting on a show. 80 without loss halfway through the innings. Here's Whitehead bowling for the first time in this innings. Pace off to start. Seems the way to go.
Yeah, well, the way the Titans are going is you, as a bowler, you can receive the ball quite reluctantly from the captain. Look away, because these guys are going at almost 16 and over.
Munsami waits, still doesn't get it totally out the screws.
Maybe the one length that we've seen in the two innings is from Munsami, which he hasn't been able to really, with authority, put away. It's the shorter one, the one into the chest, neck height, shoulder height. Hasn't really got a hold of them. Anything else has disappeared.
As you told me earlier today, you had an easy game from up here. But it definitely seems we've seen enough to know that that's the best bet for bowlers on this surface. Hit the deck, a few variations of pace. Good over so far by Whitehead, just 4 off the first 3 balls.
Hey, remember, there's still a power play over left. Not that I think it makes a difference in the mindsets of the batters. They just keep going. There's a short one, slower one into the deck, stumbled in the field. Missed it, so they get the opportunity to turn back for 2.
Yeah, just what Western Province don't need. Right, Daniels. Misfielding there. Turns 1 into 2. Right, de Villiers just 3 away from a half century. And this is just the 19th delivery he's faced. He's not going to get it there as long as Kyle Corner does his work. He does. Really enjoyed Divan de Villiers' innings so far. Quite tall, hits beautifully down the ground. Strong hitter of the ball, but he's also got some nice soft touches.
I think he's technically pretty sound and good options.
Munsami, we saw him in the previous game batting outside off stump to better access the short boundary. Now batting outside leg stump at the other end to do the same, but still able to score all around the wicket. So 88 without loss after 6 overs. Western Province will take that over as a bit of a win, just 8 off it.
That's the best over now. 9 was the previous by Basic. Now 8 runs in that over. Run rate has dropped a little bit. It's now dipped under 15. But still 4 overs to go. How much damage can the Titans do?
And the time has come for some poor unfortunate soul to bowl the second over. It's going to be young Michael Kruiskamp who gets that dubious honour first. The left armour to Munsami. Look at his stance. And still able to hit over extra cover for 6. What batting this is.
Yeah, that's a fantastic shot. And it's not the first one that we've seen. When teams target him outside off, he has got the skill. And I still don't agree with this line. If you get your length slightly wrong, he can hit you to the shorter side. If you're full enough and wide enough, he can clear his arms. They keep on going wide, and he keeps on punishing them. What a start to the over. He moves up to 45 of only 18. It's a race to 50.
Well, Munsami's probably going to give up the strike. Johan, where would your line be if you were bowling now to Munsami?
Yeah, I'll adjust wherever he stands. I'll go straight onto the foot. I'll adjust my field. My fine leg and deep square will go. I've got 2 points there at the back because when you go wide, you give him freedom. So if you miss your length, he hits you over extra. It's fine for players that can only go leg side to go wide, but he's got the skill to go both sides, and I'll adjust. Even if he steps away and he takes his guard outside leg, I'll still follow him. And then I'll go leg stump. Then you've got an opportunity to get him out as well. You can get him LB, you can get him bowled, obviously can get him caught. So, but the teams, the previous team and now, has kept on bowling wide to him and he's kept on punishing them.
So full and at the pads, wherever they may be.
Oh, they're trying to hit him on the toe.
Oh, it's launched. Magnificent. Down the ground. High, handsome, into the stands, halfway back. Divan de Villiers goes to his 50, and what an innings that is, announcing himself as a bright young star in future Titans matches. Just 21 balls, 7 fours and 3 sixes, and 100 partnership of 41 balls.
And he's got a lot of flair to go with it after the shot. He's a strong youngster, and I think he's got fantastic basics and fundamentals to be successful. Hits the ball in really good areas. He has a great base, keeps his shape pretty well for a guy that hits it that hard. And there is so much to work with and so much to like about the youngster. So he's put his team in a fantastic position. Him and Moon Sammy just keep the momentum going.
Could 180 be on here? Grace Camp. I see, that's the length. That's the length that's just a little bit harder to hit.
I always want to agree with you. I said previous over, that's the one length they haven't got a hold of yet. Yeah, it's a shorter boundary and that's a risk normally, but the full deliveries, which frankly hasn't been Yorkers, has been punished. So you've got to have a look and try to hit the deck as hard as you can with a couple of change-ups.
Yeah, a bit like that. Munsami, not entirely comfortable, but he's got it away for 4. Better than 6. And that's his 52 for Rivaldo Munsami off just 20 deliveries. So he's got there 1 ball quicker than the youngster batting alongside him.
Just reminding the youngster, anything you can do, I could probably do better. Actually pretty well bowled, but such is this nature of this game and this field on the high felt that you're going to pay sometimes for mistakes you don't make.
It's a mug's game, this, for bowlers, no doubt about it. So 20 ball 50 for Rivaldo Munsami. 6 of those 20 balls he has sent over the boundary. And following on from his innings this earlier, previously against the Dolphins, he really is in great touch today. Mhlali Pongwana coming on to bowl his second over. First one went for 17.
Yeah, some more bad news from Pongwana. It is the power play. They've asked for the power play, so only 2 fielders out in the outside of the ring.
Both on the leg side. Oh, Aina! That has cannoned into Pongwani's leg at great pace. I think it's hit him above the knee. Hopefully not. Oh, no, on the knee. He's rubbing on the knee. I'm surprised he's still standing.
It's one way to get out of your bowling spell. He looked fine at first. Sometimes it looks like a glancing blow. I think he should be fine. There's a smile on his face, but it was absolutely hammered. Straight back. Oh, that can go wrong in a second very, very quickly. It can end your season. I know it's the end of the season, but it can end it in an unfortunate way. I think he's fine, even if he leaves the field now, he wouldn't be able to move, but it can go horribly wrong. Oh,
it's more the shin, isn't it? Just below the knee. He must have an adamantium shin bone. My word, he saved 4, that's for sure. You'll be happy about that. But goodness me, that was struck hard by Divan de Villiers. There was an interesting debate on social media a couple of days ago where a baseball fan was criticising fielders in the IPL, wondering what the big fuss is about some of the catches they took. And Dale Steyn just pointed out that, we don't wear gloves in cricket. And so whoever was done the initial post then took Dale Steyn on and said, I don't think you realise that baseball, the ball flies around at 90 miles per hour. That's why we need gloves. And I couldn't help but reply that you obviously don't know that Dale Steyn bowled at 90 to 95 miles per hour most of his career to a guy 22 yards away who then sometimes hit the ball straight back at him. And I looked it up. Dale Steyn took 11 caught and bowls in Test cricket. And you can imagine bowling at 90 miles an hour, the speed at which the ball then comes back at you.
Yeah, the Americans, I saw something that they say that American football is, the ballers is tougher than rugby. And I thought, geez, they've got the World Series, which America plays in. So that's the World Series. So they're very proud of that. They're world champs, but only they play. And anyway, they've got their own ideas. Bongwana's left the field. I think he'll be okay. We hope he's okay. Poor soul new bowler has to come on. But as I said, if all things is fine, at least he walked off. So, which tells me there's not too much damage, but it must be painful, unbelievably, because it was smashed by De Villiers.
And just the swelling. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of swelling there, which will make it very uncomfortable to bowl. So, left arm spinner to Moon Sammy. Just the one too long off. Simmons has presumably come in as a substitute. Bongwana, very round arm with that delivery and a good bit of fielding as well to stop that from going to the boundary. Kashif Joseph, well done. Round arm again, and Moon Sammy says thank you very much. Over you go, just to the left of the side screen.
Yeah, I've seen it all before, Moon Sammy. The flat, low arm. Not a lot of bounce, but he stayed in his shot. Obviously, we've mentioned before, it's the power play. Wouldn't have made any difference because it's flown over quite easily over the boundary. Gets away with it. Gets away with one. Moon Sammy giving himself just a little bit too much room.
Well, he deserves a bit of luck, Carl Simmons. He, in the previous game this morning, he a couple of boundaries, conceded off the edge of the bat. Yeah, gets it up there nicely to Simmons. Dot ball. To end the 8th over, the power play over, well bowled. I guess 9 off the power play over is not too bad.
Take it, no doubt. And second time we've seen that if you hold the power play over back, it's not as lucrative and productive as when you do it. Take it straight away when your batters are in and the momentum is going. In my view, some teams has got different plans because they were flying. Well, they're still flying, but only 9 is very good result for World Sports Betting Western Province.
Waco Bassick, who bowled very impressively at the death yesterday. He's going to bowl the penultimate over. Well, 180 surely is out the window now. At some stage it looked like it might be on. But Titans want to ram home the advantage and get to 150, I would suggest.
Yeah, it's a long day. You need a big over here. It's a good start from Waco Bassick. He's been impressive, youngster.
That's become quite a popular tactic these days. Around the right arm around the wicket, bowling wide Yorkers outside off stump.
No third man. It can cost him, in my view. But it's a good start. Moon Sammy right across the stumps.
On the bounce, too long off. Danilo Gobeni fields.
Just pulling it back here, Western Province. At the latter part. Last 2 overs, last 8 deliveries has not yielded much for the Titans.
Great work by Bassick. Really sticking to his plan well, executing well. Oh, cheeky. But a dot ball. Nearly a catch as well at square leg.
Yeah, it's actually a very good shot, but straight to the fielder. What an over. What an over. 4 deliveries, only 3 runs conceded. That's way outside the off stump. He's got a bit of flair. No, he's not got a bit. He's got a lot of flair. Moonsamy.
Oh, he's missed out there with fine leg up in the circle. He'll be mad at himself for that one. Seven balls left in the innings. That one he doesn't miss out on. That's launched. Chalet's under threat. Watch your windows. Big 60 in the over. Much needed for the Titans because the boundaries have just dried up a bit. And again, just 9 runs off the over.
Shellers was not even in the picture. That flew straight into the nets. There you can see it. It's the structure. It's amazing. Modern day cricketers, how far they can hit the ball with all their training, all their strength and conditioning. Some of the past oldies say it's the bats. I think it's more than just that. These guys are strong, fit. The youngsters, you can just see how they built. They look like rugby players, and they hit it miles.
Such a good point, Johan. Yeah, so much time spent practicing range hitting now. Right, final over. And one bounce to long on by Divan de Villiers. Al Simmons continues. That's going to require some work. No, yeah, great work. Oh, he's unlucky. Joseph, unlucky there. Did brilliantly to get across and get a hand on it, but the curve of the boundary is not his friend.
I got it away. All the hard work, but he's at full tilt, full stretch, but just couldn't get to stop the boundary.
Well bowled by Simmons, getting it right up in the block ball. Coming back for 2. De Villiers, he's quick. Well run. That's so well bowled by Simmons, but extraordinary batting by Ravana Moonsamy. He has a bit of a hockey background, and that was a little bit like a striker diving for a deflection at the far post, and beautifully timed for 6.
It's unbelievable. Look at Moonsamy. I've got no idea how he got that there and the pace and get it all the way for 6. That is some skill.
Carl Simmons, he's had no luck in this tournament. Maybe he'll sit out next year. He's got Moonsamy off strike, at least. Right, De Villiers. for the big finish. We've seen he can clear the boundary as well. Oh, just try to overhit it a bit probably. So just the one to end the innings, but it's still a good total. The Momentum Multiply Titans have posted of 139 without losing a wicket. But credit to Western Province clawing things back really well in the last few overs.
Yeah, that's by far the highest total that we've seen, almost 14. So 140 will be needed. The bowlers at a torrid time of it. But there was a couple of sparkling lights like Wako Basic. He's been pretty good, but what a partnership. No wickets down. The youngster in De Villiers, the flair of Moon Sammy. Just showing the youngster how it's done.
Yeah, the highest partnership in the Dafabet Metro T10 Cup history. 139 between Rivaldo Moon Sammy and Divan De Villiers. The bowling figures, well, hats off Waco Basic again. 2 overs, none for 18, and one of those overs was bowled right at the death as well. And Oliver Whitehead bowled a good over as well. But for the rest, there was plenty of punishment. So we'll be back in a few minutes to see how World Sports Betting Western Province go about this chase, needing 140 for victory.
Right, man.
Welcome back to SuperSport Park as we see the momentum multiply Titans huddle. They've pretty much got 1 foot in the final already. If they somehow don't manage to defend this total of 139 made without losing a wicket, and the Dolphins then beat the Lions in the game that follows this, then we'll have 3 teams on 4 points. Western Province winning this morning against the Lions, and they are opening the batting with Adnan Lagadin, you see there. And alongside him is Sinalo Gobeni, it looks like, who we saw bowl a bit of spin. Now we see how he goes with the batting. Duan Jansen will open the bowling again. Alongside me, Kobus Pina. You pretty confident that the Titans will defend this?
Yeah, thanks, Ken. I would like to say and like to think so. That's a hell of a first innings they've put together there. Divan de Villiers and Rivaldo Moonsamy. Phenomenal batting, very good striking. I just feel personally that's just a bit too much. Josh van Heerden and Sinalo Gubeni here got a massive task at hand here against Duan Jansen. We spoke about it off air, and that's a very, very well balanced bowling attack by the Titans. They got specialists in all departments. So Western Province definitely got their work cut out. But in T10 cricket, we got the sense that you can't get bowled out as a team. A lot of things can happen, but 1 or 2 of their senior players, in the likes of Daniel Smith, will have to make inroads to get them anywhere near a competitive and challenging second innings here to make work of that innings of the Titans.
2 fielders out square of the wicket, either side for Duan Jansen. Straight and fallen, very nicely driven by Josh van Heerden down the ground for 4.
Yeah, exactly the start that they wanted. Lovely shot by Josh van Heerden. A very friendly over-pitched half volley by Duan Jansen, one must say. But nonetheless, very good timing and good position here by van Heerden to hit it hard and firm inside of mid-off for his first boundary to open up his account.
You mentioned the Titans bowling attack. We'll just run through their seamers playing today. Oh, that's a great, almost short-arm jab, high up below the change room.
Yeah, it just looks like the batters are getting used to the pace of the wicket. They're loosening up themselves. You could see there's definitely a better wicket than it was this morning. Obviously, we had some late rain afternoon yesterday and under the covers. But there you could see he picked up length early and a lovely shot over mid-wicket for a maximum and back-to-back boundaries to start proceedings here for Josh van Heerden and the Western Province side.
Jansen under pressure. A bit of pace off and a very good length there as well. So Titans have got Duan Jansen, Junior Dala, Diane Khalim and Janko Smit, which is pretty much their first choice pace attack if they were playing in 4-day cricket. And then you throw into the mix Conrad Mouton, who bowled superbly at the death in the previous game. Yeah, better length, Duan Jansen. Started with one that was over pitched, and the second ball was pretty much in the slot.
Yeah, a lot more energy on the last 2 deliveries. You could see he bowled the ball into the wicket with a bit more intent. This last one looked for me like just ran his fingers over the seam, which have that indifferent bounce on the wicket. So well bowled and all the experience in the world after a very good season for him to come back and rectify the start.
That runs off the bottom of the bat, high, middle, gets underneath it. Good catch, well taken by Skalk Engelbrecht. And the Titans have a wicket in the first over.
Yeah, very good catch. You can see there, Duan Jansen, well executed, take the pace of the ball again. And unfortunately, the experiment of Josh van Heeren up the order didn't work for the Western Province side. Must say they've been chopping and changing their batting lineup quite a bit in this first 3 games that they've played. But here you could see good awareness by Skalk Engelbrecht. He looked to turn around, he realized the ball was sitting above his head, and he got himself in a good position. Moved early, moved well, and got into a great position to take the catch, to make the breakthrough for the Multiply Titans.
Here you can see off the side-on view, straight off the bottom of the bat, but a well-judged catch by Skalk Engelbrecht, and credit to the bowler for pitching it in the right place to get that bit of variable bounce, which makes it hard to hit through the line, as Van Heeren tried there. Oliver Whitehead, the all-rounder. I think he's more of a bowling all-rounder than a batting all-rounder, but we'll see how he goes at number 3.
Yeah, as I said, a lot of chopping and chasing in their lineups in all 3 games. They haven't had a fixed lineup and a fixed plan. So let's see how this plan works out for them here with Oliver Whitehead at number 3.
Just the one. So considering that his first 2 balls went for 10, Duan Jansen's come back really well in that over, conceding just 1 more run and getting the wicket. 11 for 1.
Yeah, in a situation they find themselves in, that run rate is going to keep climbing. You can look at the required rate already. Went up to 14.3 runs per over, so 129 required of only 54 deliveries. And that is unfortunately, the shorter the format, the quicker the run rate goes one way or the other. And in this situation, the Titans will keep pushing that run rate as high as possible as soon as they can. Second over there from the Ennis River end, Janku Smit. He had a good game earlier this morning. Let's see how he responds.
Yeah, 2 wickets in an over. Earlier he might have won first ball. He does. Slapped straight to Deb Mirov. Dayan Khalim takes the catch. Janku Smit amongst the wickets again.
Yeah, scoreboard pressure. Oliver Whitehead realized he was off the mark of that single. He realized that he had to make something happen. Not the worst option in the world. He just couldn't get underneath the ball to get it over Dayan Khalim. You could see he was sitting on the 30-yard circle there. So he gave himself nice room there. And the extra bounce and pace of Janku Smit, just too much here. And a very good catch from the captain, Dayan Khalim, to get the Titans their second wicket and Janku Smit in the wicket column.
2 wickets and 3 balls for the Titans. Kobus, I'm going to ask you to put on your batting coach cap and just tell the viewers how you would go about chasing down this sort of target. Is it a matter of saying you need 2 boundaries and over, that sort of thing?
Yeah, definitely. I would think you have to go for boundaries early in the over. I think that's the most important thing, the first 2 balls, to really go hard, to put pressure on the bowler. And then to identify 2 or 3 big overs within the 10 overs that you have, the allotted overs. And then again, as we always said, we said it yesterday also, you need partnerships. If you haven't got partnerships, you're going to find yourself in a difficult position. For me also, I would have looked to get Daniel Smith in earlier, in my opinion. If you look at the score, he's the main batsman in this Western Province side. I would have changed the lineup and give him 10 overs to give the best chance to make it work. But in all due respect, it's a hell of a score they need to chase here, Ken.
Absolutely. Janku Smit has started superbly. Yeah, in T20 cricket, there's often people say you want your best batter to bat for as many overs as possible. So generally in T20 cricket, your best batter is never going to bat below 4. And even 4 sometimes seems a bit low. So even more so in T10, you would think best batters perhaps should be opening.
No, definitely. Sinalo Gobeni is going to face his first delivery of this encounter. And I must say, if you look at the shuffling in the lineup, you could look at the Western Province giving a lot of opportunities also.
Well, he was beaten for pace there. Direct hit. But he's safe. Yeah, I guess also Western Province are using this as a bit of a learning experience for the youngsters. Johan Janssen with the excellent fielding there. That's shoveled over wide mid-on. Will trickle away to the boundary for a much-needed boundary. Kashif Joseph off the mark.
Yeah, definitely a highly talented batsman, Kashif Joseph, usually opening batsman, coming in at number 4 here with the chopping and changing of the lineup. So hopefully he can find his feet and have a good knock here, facing 20-30 balls and make an impact in this encounter. Very good stroke player. Good against the short ball and a very good timer of the cricket ball.
Oh, well, it's been called wide. If you could have just got a little bit of bat on that. Potential boundary for Joseph.
Yeah, it comes to think to me now, Ken, it's quite nice all 4 sides. If you can look at the squads, in all 4 sides, there's real homegrown talent within the youngsters. If you look at the Titan squad, with Divan de Villiers, Yuri van Skalkwyk, Marcus Bakker, Conrad Maton, all of them in local schools here in Pretoria, getting the opportunity to play. Janko Smith himself also. And then if you look at the same with Copeland and with Blake Simpson from the Dolphin side, the same situation there. And then in this Western Province side, especially the Bishops and the Rondebosch boys with Kashif Joseph, Adnan Lachadin, Wacko Basic, Raik Daniels, they're all homegrown talent. Oliver Whitehead at Sachs also. So, and then exactly the same situation within the squad of the Lions with Timmers and Brits and JJ Basson, all guys playing in the Gauteng age group cricket in the Gauteng schools, making the step up to play for their provincial side. So a great concept to give these guys a platform to launch from, and nice to see there's some exciting young talent cricketers in South Africa.
Johan Janssen will bowl his second over straight away. I just have to say, though, what a wonderful slower ball that was by Janko Smith to finish his first over. Just 6 runs off his over, and he took a wicket. Oh, well, they're going to get a single to the wicket keeper. Western Province have, again, no, they haven't taken the power play. Everyone's spreading out for Kashif Joseph. It's nicely driven off his legs into the gap between long on. Oh, direct hit from long on, but the safety make it back for 2. Goodness, what a throw that was. Was it Skalk Engelbrecht down there?
Yeah, great feeling by Skalk Engelbrecht. Always a direct hit. Creates a bit of energy and a bit of enthusiasm around the ground. You could hear the spectators cheering. Lovely fielding out from the deep.
Good running, though, to get 2 out of it. It was nicely placed between the 2 fielders. That sliced a bit out towards deep backward point. Field underneath it. Taken. Good catch completed. I think the sun in his eyes a bit there. But Western Province have lost their 3rd wicket inside 3 overs.
Yeah, Divan de Villiers, the catcher there. Very, very good catch. As you say, the sun is starting to set here. Early winter here in Pretoria. So definitely into his eyes there, but he moved well. Well executed plan there by Johan Janssen. And once again, he got himself into a good early position to make the catch. And well deserved by Johan Janssen.
6 off 6 balls then for Kashif Joseph. 21 for 3 midway through the third over. And the rate required is now up to 15.9. 119 to win off 45 balls.
Yeah, captain of the Western Province side, Daniel Smith, made his way out to the middle, left-hander. He will face his first delivery against Duan Janssen. Short ball, pulled away. Out to deep square. And Divan de Villiers doing some wonderful work there out in the deep to get the ball back to the Keegan Lion Cachet, the Titans gloveman.
Good length that again from Duan Janssen. So Daniel Smith clearly likes the challenge. The captain has brought himself to the crease with the rate required, 16 to the over. Yeah, well bowled, Duan Janssen.
We have to take in consideration his first 2 balls went for 6 and 4. 10 runs for his first 2 balls. And his next, what is it? His next 13 balls got 2 wickets and only went for 5 runs.
On the pull, but not entirely timed. It might still beat the fielder. It does. So Gobeni gets his first boundary. End of the over. 26 for 3 after 3 overs, and Marco Janssen ends with 2 for 19 in his 2 overs. And as Kobus Pienaar quite rightly pointed out, 10 runs off his first 2 balls. So he's effectively gone for 2 for 9 off his last 10 deliveries. So great work by Duan Janssen, as Western Province have decided to take the power play. And I guess they have to do it. They have to get something to try and inject some momentum into this innings.
Yeah, and straight away the counter here from the Titans. They throw the ball at Conrad Baton, so good to see him in a different capacity being used here. I'd like to see what he's going to do with this field now, what length he's going to look to bowl. Just 2 guys outside of the ring. We can see here the deep point quite a bit behind the square line, and the deep square leg is out. So, and then you got the 3 men in the cover region. You got your mid-on, mid-wicket, and then fine leg and third man in the circle.
It will be a good test against as accomplished and experienced a batter as Daniel Smith. Dot ball first up. Kobus, you obviously know Conrad Mouton much better than I do. His strength appears to be, though, bowling Yorkers, getting the ball right up there. Would you be tempted to have straight fielders back rather than square of the wicket, given that?
Yeah, that's what I say with regards to the situation. They put himself in here now in the 4th over. I would like to see if he's going to adapt to his length. He still goes quite full there. Good timing there by Daniel Smith. And I'm not sure if Rivaldo Moonsay managed to stop that. No, he didn't. Unfortunately, he touched the rope there. So it will be a boundary. Yeah, so I would like to see if Conor Maton is going to be adapting here. He still went for the Yorker there. Unfortunately, Moonsamy couldn't stop the ball on the fence. But also another thing is he's a natural away swing bowler to the right-handed batter. So the ball into Daniel Smith as a left-hander is quite easy for him. And then obviously with this field, with third man and fine leg up in the circle, you can't really go back of length hard with third man in the circle.
Launched over wide, long on for 6. Mouton just over pitching a fraction there. And Daniel Smith good enough to put it away.
Yeah, I'm worried about this now. I think it's a good learning curve for the youngster also. Obviously, he was back to bowl in the back end and now they bring him in here. But I don't see a clear plan as we've seen in this earlier game today. Yeah, for me, with this field, he needs to go and looks to change the pace up also and potentially hit the hard length and maybe roll his fingers over the ball to the left-handed Smith. For me, it's a little bit one-dimensional now with not enough protection in terms of only 2 guys outside the 30-yard circle. Here you can see a change in the field. Square leg come into the circle, so ring field, and 2 guys outside off on the fence.
And he went leg side. Yeah, it's going to be 4 again. Munsami, perhaps the wrong man to be fielding on that short boundary, but the ball probably deserved to be hit for 4 anyway.
Yeah, untidy. If you look at the field now of the very square third man deep point and the extra cover on the fence, my idea would have been that the conversation would have been to bowl wide Yorkers there, and unfortunately with the shape in, looks like that ball was attacking the stumps, attacking the leg stump line, and Daniel Smith just picked it up.
Right up, fired in the Yorker, and a run out chance.
Yeah, some good learnings here for the youngster, that's for sure. I think the conversations after this will be a lot easier and a lot more precise with the coaching staff to upskill him. He definitely got a skill set. He bowls with good pace. A good decision by the umpire, Mr. Johan Klutter. Funny to say, Mr. Johan Klutter was his first team coach at school at Centurion High School where he matriculated. So nice to see these two together doing duty at SuperSport Park.
Lovely. Well, he helped create a very good, talented bowler, but unfortunately this over is going to end on a sour note. Edged down fine for 4. So expensive over for Mouton. 18 off it. But valuable learnings. And I just... There's sort of a disconnect between what his strength is, which is getting it up there like he did there, and the field setting he had. Obviously, it would have been good to see him with the field he had to maybe test out the middle of the pitch a bit more with pace off.
Yeah, definitely. With 2 guys outside the circle, I would have thought that would have been, especially 1 or 2 deliveries in the over just to change it up, not to be too predictable. The last ball, unfortunately, was a good delivery and a bit of luck on Daniel Smith's side. But very good learnings, and I do believe he got the skill set to become a very good bowler.
Baka, who bowled a tidy over earlier in the previous match.
Yeah, for me also a clever bowler. What you said earlier in terms of where he delivers the ball nice and high over the perpendicular, nice and high, and then obviously what he does well is he reacts quite late. So if you look at his release point, he sort of got time to track the bat and see what he does before he releases the ball.
Like there, pushed it wide when Smith came down the wicket, and unfortunately the stumping chance has gone astray. Keegan Leon Cachet couldn't gather. Nice hit straight down the ground. 1 bounce for.
Yeah, how often do we see that in cricket? A missed opportunity there, missed stumping by Keegan Leon Cachet, and a very good shot the following ball by Daniel Smith. He's not going to miss out. Too good a player, and some work to do here for Bakker. Interesting challenge for him as left-arm spinner to bowl to 2 left-handed batters, but as we always say, very good learnings.
Beat him that time. Yeah, that's the nice thing about this tournament, is that there are still some very accomplished, high-quality, experienced cricketers playing in the tournament. And for youngsters who are yet to really make their senior debuts, as you see there, the mis-stumping, what a valuable learning experience it is to bowl against them. Still not out. Yeah, it was way outside the leg stump.
A good comeback here by Bakker. Important last delivery of this over.
That's going to be fielded by Khalim at long on. Just the single. So 5 overs gone, 52 for 3. And Western Province need to score at 17.6 runs per over. To inspire them is Johan van der Vat.
Yeah, change of bowling again here from the Ennis River end for the first time. A good call by Dane Khalim as captain. Skalk Engelbrecht, a right-arm off-spin bowler. Take the ball away from the 2 left-handers in front of the wicket for the Western Province side. So a good bowling change. So let's see what he can contribute towards this contest.
Good start. The one thing we haven't spoken about in this, which is pretty strange, is any turn. Because all the spinners has bowled so quickly, meaning faster deliveries. No bowler has looked to throw it up. Might have seen 1 or 2 deliveries, but everything is with pace. Nearly beaten in the air, but it's down straight. Good running. Yeah, boundaries is what's needed, and plenty of them. They're cruising at 10 and over, but they need almost 19. So it's a big ask.
Yeah, and Skalk Engelbrecht also, you could see a very accomplished one-day bowler. Clever, nice and tall. Delivery point also. Youngster for the future. Going to do wonders in 4-day cricket for the Titans also. Here was a bit of turn outside, but I'm not sure about the shot. Very wide outside the offside. Kubeni struggling a little bit to find his feet here and to find some form and momentum here for the Western Province side. And there we can see deep point going out and deep square coming into the circle. And you could see Skalk Engelbrecht got a clear plan here in terms of how he wants to finish this over.
Oh, keep going!
Gets away with it. Maybe a bit lenient. Just a bite. So it's a good over, which propels the required run rate to 21. Only 3 from it, plus that bye makes it 4. So a long way to go now. The spinners is doing a fantastic job. Marcus Bakker's over only went for 7. In the context of the game, in any game, any one-day white ball form these days, it's pretty good. Just mixing it up. Bakker. Kubeni having a real struggle out there. It just hasn't picked up on the pace of the wicket, hasn't picked up on the tempo.
Cat and mouse there by Marcus Bakker, seeing Daniel Smith charging down the wicket and not releasing the ball. Very good strike by Daniel Smith. Got inside of the ball, picked it up for a maximum, and it just shows his class here. And he moves to 31, a quick fire 31 from the Western Province captain. And how well he used the depth of the crease there shows that he's a class above the rest.
Just begs the question, why was he batting at number 5? In my view, I think you've covered that enough, Cobus. Appeal, but not the reaction that they were looking for. A little bit of turn there. Slower this one. Shows the class of Smith. He's got 32 of 13. Gubeni's got 10 of 12. This one is going to... well, wasn't for the net. That would have been in the swimming pool. That's a bit of a help yourself delivery. The thing about Smith is he's mixing it up. He's using his feet. He's standing still. He's walking across. But the point of delivery, one feels, is pretty still. So it's a guessing game for the bowler.
Yeah, and the ability to clear the boundary so easily. His ball striking ability has always been second to none. One of the best ball strikers that I've came across over the last few years. Natural ball striker. His brother is playing some very good rugby also for the Lions. Chris Smith, the fly-off. So a talented sporting family with the two brothers being different sporting coaches at the highest level.
And again, deposited, easily done by Smith. He moves up to 44. Maybe the most impressive thing about him is he's a skinny guy. He's a wiry kind of build. So great hand speed. That brings up... No, it's not 50, is it? Yeah, it should be his 50. 50 partnership.
Oh, no.
Boundaries are flowing now. This time swept, well in front of square for 4.
Yeah, expensive over for Marcus Bakker and the Titans here. Good striking, good clear plans here by the left-hander Daniel Smith. And you can see he favors the leg side. One delivery left in this over from Marcus Bakker.
What a catch! Fantastic catch! Bakker has the last say. He's thrown this one wide outside off. Not a strong area for Smith. But all the attention should go to this catch. It's not easy to dive forward like this. It was flat. It was hit pretty hard. But
Come on, let's go, let's go.
I'm not exactly sure who's down there.
Yeah, wonderful hands by Skalk Engelbrecht on the cover boundary. He moves well, got into position early. He just picked it up above the ground. And a very accomplished cricketer and a lovely catch. To see the back of Daniel Smith, but a well-played innings. Swiftly moved to 47, and he just showed his class here in this run chase. Great catch, must say.
Yeah, we need now a cameo from one of these two. From the Lenoir, Bongi, way easier for me. He's come to the crease, has a massive slog first up. Yeah, one feels that's... sorry, that was Gubeni, the left-hander, of course. Just not getting it away, going it under a runner ball when you need 21 per over. Yeah, he puts his partners under pressure. Bowled him! First ball. Thank you very much, Bongi.
Yeah, lovely delivery by Skalk Engelbrecht in the heat of things here with a great catch on the boundary, and then this delivery. I like the pace, I like the accuracy, and I must say the skill set of the Titans bowlers is definitely a class above the other teams in this competition. And in terms of how they execute, in terms of how they're putting their plans together, here you can see once again, Skalk Engelbrecht, clear plan into the wicket, a bit quicker, and unfortunately he needs to walk back to the pavilion. Exciting Wacker Basic making his way to the crease. He had a very good day out with the ball. So let's see what his batting ability looks like.
Yeah, I said earlier, I spoke to Rory Kleinveld and also Roger Telemarcus, and they spoke highly of him as an all-rounder. You know, we were pretty impressed with his action and his bowling skills thus far, but they've mentioned that he's a youngster that can hit the ball a mile. So, difficult situation, one has to say, for a 19-year-old to walk in. But, yeah, time to make name for yourself. Here's a massive opportunity. First ball, Engelbrecht is in a hat-trick. We're going to have to look at that again, but the umpire's decision is final. There's no reviews. My first thoughts maybe down leg, but you won't be able to make an impact, Waku Basic. He has to walk back. That's the second wicket in successive deliveries. And, yeah, that's what scoreboard pressure does to you. You need 23 runs per over.
Yeah, looked like Skalk Engelbrecht is bowling the ball out of the front of the hand there. Looks like more of a away swinger than actual off-break bowler. I'd like to see it again from this angle. But nonetheless, Wacker Basic needs to move his way out to the middle. Yeah, new batter for the World Sports Betting Western Province, Raik Daniels.
So close for the hat-trick. But one feels this is the final nail in the coffin. This over from Skalk in Engelbrecht. There's quite a way to go. 2 overs after this, but it now seems almost impossible. Another appeal. It's what an over. What an over. He's bowled 1.5 overs. He's got 2 for 4. As a spinner, as an orthodox off spinner against right-handers.
I honestly feel we're going to see a lot more of this cricketer, Skalk Engelbrecht. You can see he's going to the National Academy also this year. Unfortunately, outside edge for a boundary. But look how much energy he brings to the game as an off spinner. He's a conventional off spinner, but as soon as he gets into the attack, there's energy, there's a livelihood. I've seen him bowl in the One Day Cup for the Titans this year with great success. So definitely one for the future.
Absolute fantastic over comes to the end with a boundary. 2 overs for 7. Unseen in the Metro Cup by Dafabet T20. Yeah, a star for the future, no doubt.
Janku Smith's first over. He only conceded 6 runs and picked up a wicket. So he would like to finish on a high this game on a Saturday afternoon. Kubeni is still struggling really. He just couldn't get the timing that he needed and he required here in this position, especially with such a big run chase. But nonetheless, well executed by Janku Smith to only go for a single.
Opstaan. Ja.
Yeah, probably 2 balls away from the impossible. How many balls is left? 10. 1 ball, almost. Let's say 2 balls away from the impossible. Then we need 6s all round, which is obviously not going to happen. Well bowled, good line. That's a dot ball. So now every ball has to go out the ground. I think Western Province has shown a lot of character. Shown a lot with some of the youngsters, but they've been outplayed and outbattered in this game. That's the one thing I feel that they lack in their team setup. Got a few youngsters, which is pretty decent with the ball, but the Titans were just too strong, which will ensure that's a no ball. In my view, umpire, I'd like to see a replay of that from straight behind. I think his back foot cut the sideline, but anyway, umpire didn't see that. Maybe my eyes is lying to me, but no, it's impossible. He's given, not often that you get a LBW from around the wicket to the right-handed batsman, but when you go full as that, hit him on the foot, the opportunity is there, and the umpire has agreed, and the finger has gone up.
Yeah, well deserved, Janku Smith. Clinical bowling this far, 2 for 7 and 1.5. 1 ball to come. So well deserved, and I must say, very impressive in terms of his execution here. You could see him come around the wicket, full and straight, and you could see Daniels went right across his stumps, and that hit him in the middle stump. And Kyle Smits makes his way out to the middle, but I must say, this is the end for the Western Province, and the Titans team is charging into that final tomorrow at 12 o'clock at SuperSport Park.
Not a shabby return for Janku Smith in a high-scoring affair. 2 for 7. Yeah, the Western Province is going at 10. He's going at 3.5, depending on this ball. So he's himself and Engelbrecht has put the screws on this scoring rate. His last ball of his spell of the day, and unfortunate for Janko Smit, fortunate for the batter. Tried to scoop it to the third man, or got an inside edge, and it sped past the keeper for 4. But nonetheless, 2 for 11 in his 2 overs is superb. Add that with Engelbrecht, so they've got 2 for 18 in their 4 for 18 in their 4 overs combined, which is if you're going to chase 140 and 2 bowlers like that, you're always behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, I would like to say it again. The Titans definitely on the charts to that final year. They look clinical. They look a well-established side. They got good plans. Conrad Maton is going to bowl the 10th over here, the last over of this innings. 90 for 7, 6 balls to go. And here we can see the spread field again for him with the deep square, mid wicket, deep point, and deep extra cover out. So let's see what his plans will be in the back end. Bit untidy again by Keegan Leon Kushay behind the stumps. A long day here, long Saturday. Here the back end of the season, so it's understandable. But I know the Titans and the coaching staff got high standards, so would like to finish on high. Well bowled again by Conrad Maton into the block hole. Nice challenge for him here with 2 left-handers in front of the wicket. We've seen the challenge against Daniel Smith was a good learning curve for him. So here the back end, the angle that he creates to the right-handers to hit that leg stump Yorkers is quite easy, but he needs to adapt here towards the left-handers.
Fingers given up at last. Gobani, he's opened the innings. He's still there. I don't know exactly what the plan was, but he's got 12 from 16. He has to go. I don't know who's more relieved, the spectators or Gobani himself. Just couldn't get it away. He had a tough time. Struck him right in front. Muton in the wickets.
Yeah, Adnan Lahadin making his way to the middle. Usually an opening batsman, so you can see the chop and changing in this Western Province 11. Giving a lot of opportunities and a lot of chances, and a great atmosphere here on the embankment. You can see the Dolphins players there amongst the youngsters playing on the embankment, some cricket there, and that's a very good sportsmanship, and I think that's the best place for youngsters to actually fall in love with the game of cricket, is to spend some time here next to the field. Lovely bowling once again by Conrad Maton, just over that off-stump line, and a good comeback for him. 2 balls to go to complete this innings, and a comfortable win for the momentum multiplied Titans. A wide delivery by Conrad Maton. One last ball in this convincing win for the Momentum Multiplied Titans. Let's see how he finishes off this innings. Kyle Simmons on strike. Conrad Maton's last delivery.
Gets a wicket. The extra delivery gets him a twofer. It's a good finish, a little bit expensive, but it is a convincing victory for the Sky Blues, the Momentum Multiplied Titans. They move themselves into the final. That's their spoils for this victory. They will be in the finals tomorrow. Remember, there's another match to come, and tomorrow 2 more to come in this Dafabet Metro Cup T10. Outplayed, outclassed by Titans squad and team that looks organized, that looks settled. I like the combinations, but so much to learn for World Sport Betting Western Province. Daniel Smith came in and made amends. There was a couple of bowlers that showed some promise. Waku Basic has been impressive, but none of the bowlers could get a wicket. 139, that was the partnership between Moon Sammy and de Villiers. Unbelievable, a record partnership for this Dafabet T10 Cup. And then the bowlers had a feast from the Titans. Engelbrecht and Janko Smith, the most impressive, with 2 wickets. 2 wickets shared apiece, but they were really cheap in their runs given away. Momentum Multiplied Titans won by 45 runs. Just remember, there's another match to come. It will be the Lions against the Dolphins, and within a few minutes we will move down for the toss. We'll see you in a bit.
Time for the toss for the last game on this second day of the Dafabet Metro T10 Cup, and that match will be between the Hollywood Bets Dolphins and the DP World Lions. I've got the 2 captains here, Pennell and Sir Brian from the Dolphins and Mitchell van Buren from the Lions. Let's have the toss. Mitchell? Tails. Tails is the call. Heads. Heads it is. So, Mitchell, yes, you've won the toss. What do you want to do?
We're going to have a bowl.
Okay, same as everyone so far. This morning you lost the toss, probably a bit unfortunately. How tough was it batting early on this morning, and how different do you expect it to be now?
Yeah, it was a bit tricky this morning. Obviously, a lot of downpour overnight. So the wicket was a bit sticky. We've hung around here for the day though and watched some of these other games, and the wicket looks like it's playing a lot better. So yeah, I think the motivation behind the bowl first is sort of just to understand what we're going to be chasing, and I think that's probably a bit of an easier way to get a win.
the way things have panned out, you still in the competition. Victory now against the Dolphins, and you can make it on the final depending on net run rate. That's obviously a big motivation.
Yeah, of course it is. The boys will be up for it, no doubt. As you say, we're still alive, so we haven't had much of an opportunity to play really, which is disappointing because we haven't really been able to showcase what we've got. But yeah, we have a great opportunity now against the Dolphins. Hopefully we get a full game, I'm sure we will, and hopefully the boys can put on a show and we can get a result, yeah.
Given that your first game was just a bowl out and then the game this morning we've covered, is there much that you can say that you need to improve?
To be honest, no. We've had a sit down and a chat about it. Obviously, first game we didn't get on the park, and we only got 8 overs in this morning, so tough to judge anything on only 8 overs. So yeah, as I said earlier, it's an exciting opportunity now to go and get a full 10 over match in now, and yeah, the boys are up for it.
Great, thank you, Mitchell. Play well.
Cheers, thanks.
Penelon, you guys are going to be batting first. Does it matter to you much?
Not really. I think whatever we are doing first, we still have to do well.
Yeah, you did well yesterday. Obviously a good game for you. This morning on the wrong side of matters. What do you feel you need to do differently compared to this morning, and what do you feel you did well yesterday?
Yeah, I think we just needed to score more runs this morning. But yeah, I think there's been elements in both games where we've done well, and then elements also where we want to rectify. So the changeover of games doesn't give you the time to do all of that. So everything has to be done very quickly. But you still have to back yourself and you back your skill.
Victory will put you in tomorrow's final. What has pleased you most about your performances so far?
I think it was just different guys picking their hands up at different times, and I think it's still something that we want going forward with today and tomorrow, and let's hope that everything comes together.
Great, play well. Thank you, Penelon. And we're now going to celebrate the man of the match from the game that has just finished. And once again, it's Rivaldo Moonsamy, a dazzling 77 not out of just 32 balls. Rivaldo, well batted again. Well, what was your favourite shot of that innings?
Thank you. My favourite shot, that's a tough one. I think I just enjoy hitting boundaries, so probably most of them are my favourite, to be honest. But yeah, it was nice to spend some time out there in the middle and hit a few sixes.
Any truth in the rumour that the manager is going to be billing you for a couple of lost balls?
Well, Kaz already had a go at me saying I lost 2 balls, so yeah, that might come off my salary.
Well, you had to earn your salary this time because you had to field as well. Was that Captain Diane telling you, or did you volunteer to field this time?
No, I think the coaches obviously want everyone to be involved, all the youngsters and myself included. So yeah, I think this was my game to bat and field. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I don't field. So
maybe keep wicket. But you're in the final tomorrow. Obviously coming off winning silver in the One Day Cup. How nice would it be for you guys to get another trophy and defend the title you won last season?
Yeah, look, it's good to see where the boys are at the moment. We're in a good space, so I mean another trophy in the cabinet will be quite good. Will be nice.
Great. Thanks so much, Rivaldo. Well played.
Okay, thank you.
So the news from the toss for the match that is about to take place is that the DP World Lions have won the toss and elected to bowl first against the Hollywood Bets Dolphins.